What is going on, guys? We got some pretty awesome and well-needed good news today. Operation Underground trailer launched today with an official launch date of Thursday, October 3rd. This, of course, is called the spiritual successor of Operation Metro from Battlefield 3 and has been said to be a passion project from the original creator of Operation Metro. We get to see here at the very start of the trailer what almost looks like allies in the city street of Rotterdam, but we'll find out later this is actually in the city of Germany. We see them just patrolling the streets until the street itself is bombarded with heavy bombs, creating a massive hole into the ground. This hole, of course, leads to a train station down below where all-out war starts to really take place, bringing back that very intense narrow-light gameplay. We get to see the fighting start to get so intense at one point that you hear a soldier say, "Find cover," where the one character you're following runs to the side of the train station, diving into a passageway full of water that leads him to a flanking route behind enemy lines. We see the allies finally be able to push up out of the train station to outside again, where you see the Germans holding down a building and you hear another soldier yell attack. What's epic is if storming the building wasn't intense enough, you actually get a chance to see gameplay inside the very building itself. So there will be a very rich diversity of combat areas to battle in this very anticipated map. So we had a lot more details given to us about this new map on the Battlefield website. This is where we're told this is a city in Germany, not told what exact city it is, but it'll be interesting to see what cities inspired the developer's creation, maybe in the future. We're told the combat is in a very highly recognizable environment and removes bottlenecks that could make a match stale. They also said they added new flanking routes and gameplay dynamics are added to double the fun. I think the flanking route of the player we saw going under the water was one of those, but when it comes to the gameplay dynamics, I think that may have something to do with the one player blowing up the train car with the dynamite and having that evil laugh at the end. So I think we will have some very interesting and, like what was said, gameplay dynamics awaiting us. What's really good to know is the map will be available for Conquest, Squad Conquest, Breakthrough, and Team Deathmatch. So it was designed in mind for larger game modes. It is unfortunate that the article does say Rush will be a supported game mode for a limited amount of time. I don't know how well that's going to fly with the community, so hopefully we can get something worked out here specifically for this map and having those classic 24/7 underground servers. But the reason this might not be emphasized, it might be because this may have something to do with the custom servers that are right around the corner. So this could be a really good way for the community to create something they want if DICE doesn't create a sufficient enough playlist. We did get an overview image of the new map in the article. We see there being three flags, A, B, and C, with A being right at the very beginning, where the individuals are walking on the street before it, of course, gets blown up. This is where the article tells us that it was bombed by allies before the attack. It said that this is a point that is above the city streets and has courtyards with plenty of enterable buildings with several floors. Honestly, this is sounding like the ultimate urban warfare type of map you could have with all the diversity of gameplay fighting that you can have in this urban environment. If we could go over here to B flag, this is of course the heart of the map. This is where I'm sure we'll be charging into as quick as we can. We're told the train station served as both the shelter and a crucial part of the supply line in and out of the city. Down here, the Germans are still lingering and must be defeated before the Allies can claim the city and is free of enemies. They emphasize there will be more flanking routes than what we saw in Operation Metro from Battlefield 3, and to be prepared for occasional floods, opening and closing access to handy shortcuts. So that sounds pretty awesome. It would be especially awesome if we saw players getting swept away by water. I mean, we did see a dead soldier in the water that kind of looked like he had been shot, but I still think it's a big warning for us that the water can be very treacherous. We finally make it to the capture point C, called the Plaza, where we're told this is the command center of the city's German operation. It went on to say the plaza is a more open area with a big accessible town hall in the center. That is, of course, the larger building we see the Allies pushing towards to. The article says it was converted to a military command center that pulls the strings of the German defense of the city. The town hall has limited access to higher floors, but many rooms on the first floor. So the brief clip of the fighting we see in the trailer is probably mostly on the first floor. So I think I would have hoped to see a little bit more fighting on the upper floors, but We'll have to wait and see how those higher floor positions actually turn out. It does say in the article limited access to higher floors, so that is plural. So we'll have to wait to see how many floors this building actually has. But that basically summarizes the article and the video. Was pretty interesting to note. The article had some tips for success for the new map, and one of the tips did tell us to be aware that some fortifications become available as the match proceeds. So definitely keep an eye out how interesting the fortifications will play a role in this new map. But overall, a very exciting trailer in my opinion. We'll still have to wait and see how the performance will work out, but we are getting a hot fix today that should solve the issues for Xbox players that had problems over the weekend. But hopefully we can have a smooth launch for a very welcome and needed new map. But let me know what you guys think and feel about the trailer down in the comments below. I really am very excited to see this finally show up and cannot wait to jump in and grind this out. But that is it for you guys today. Again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later.